Good afternoon and welcome to my live at 5 session this afternoon. My name's Jenny McCormack. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in the UK. Just pouring myself a cold drink as I've been rushing around, so for a change I normally have a cup of coffee to hand. But today I've got a nice cold from the fridge Diet Coke. Hi Lynn, lovely to see you. So I've had a busy old day one way or another. So just got back in. A few minutes late, so I do apologise. But I did post on my Facebook page just a little while ago, this afternoon, this card here. And this one is one from my Christmas class in a box, and it features the dies that match the Coming Home stamp set, and it's got this cute little house with a heart, and it has another little house with a star. And I put on that because I don't think I'd featured it on my Facebook page, and that made me realise that I need to do some new home cards. I know quite a few people that are moving, and including my neighbour who actually moves tomorrow. So I thought I definitely need to do at least 2 cards today. One for my neighbour moving out and one for our new neighbours moving in. So, Ambry, thank you. Hi Claire. Lovely to have you join me this afternoon. So I thought what I would do are some new home cards with this Coming Home stamp set. So this matches the dies, but I think I'm just going to do some stamping with this on some vanilla card. I'm in a vanilla sort of mood at the moment. So I've got some vanilla note cards and envelopes that I'm going to use. I had to open a new pack. And then my plan is to use this as the main part, and I'm going to be stamping onto that. That's the plan. I have no idea what I'm going to do, and I haven't used this stamp set yet either, so it's a great opportunity to get this out of its packet. Now I'm not going to use these Christmas type trees here. I might use this one, but I'm going to use some of the houses. Now obviously I've only got a small space on here, so what I'll do is lay the houses out and have a look and see how they will fit, if they will fit. Hi Jane. And somebody else has joined us. Oh, it's Claire again. Thank you Claire for saying hi. So I'm thinking, I do this occasionally. So these are the stamps, and I haven't used them, so I'm not worried about them marking the section that I'm going to be working on. So I've got 2, one for my incoming neighbour and one for my outgoing neighbour. And I sort of had a feeling of stamping these in the background. I might be able to put the tree in between and then a welcome underneath. I also thought of stamping quite a few of the smaller ones, so I might do one and one as a background, and then having one coloured popped up in front. We'll see. Let's give it a go. See how this comes together. So let's do this one first. So because it's the first time I'm using these stamps, I'm just going to ink them up and stamp them off. Let me just make sure you can see what I'm doing. Yes, looks like you can. So I have early espresso here. It's my ink colour. But I was actually thinking, no, I might just keep it as early espresso. So what I had in mind potentially is this. Let me see. So I'm going to stamp this one in the middle, and these I might leave these ones plain and then colour something in. And I want to put this one next. These look a bit like what do you call them? Beach houses, don't they? So there we go. Got one on either side. So I'm just lining those up roughly. And I wonder if the tree would then fit either side of that. Okay. So I'm just going to stamp this tree off. I might switch espresso ink pads. She says. Can't see it. I've obviously put it somewhere safe. Okay, let's not do that. Thought I had a deeper ink pad. I had them ready yesterday. Okay, so let's pop a tree on either side. And I'm not worried that this tree is going over the stitching very slightly. So I'm going to do one there and one there, like so. So I've got 3 houses in a row, and so this is going to be for my new neighbour. And I think what I'm going to do maybe is just ink colour in the centre one. I'm not sure. I might need to do more. Let's have a look and see. So I've got some crumb cake markers here. I could also do with a sort of terracotta or something. Not Magenta Madness, that's for sure. It's funny how the light changes those colours behind. So I'm going to look for, because the house next door has got a sort of a red brick to it, so I'm thinking of a, I don't really want red itself. So this is Calypso, so let's have a look and see. It's difficult to tell because it is going to be on the navy. So, navy, vanilla. Okay, so what I'm going to do are these tiles here. So this is actually dark Calypso. So I might end up colouring all of these in, I'm not sure. And what I have done is I've cut out a die that says welcome from our well written die set, and I thought that would be a nice touch, and I cut that out in espresso, hence the espresso ink here. So I'm just going to add that for the roof. Now what I could do is stamp and colour and cut this out, pop it up on dimensionals. I might do that, or I might do it after the live. Hi Carol, Catherine, Lynn. No, definitely not Magenta Madness, is definitely not terracotta, you're quite right. Okay, so I've got my terracotta, coloured tiles. This is actually dark Calypso coral, but this will do the job nicely. I think I'm just going to add in a bit of light crumb cake and then a little bit of very pale blue for the windows. I'm just going to colour these in. And I'm desperately trying to think what colour her front door is. So I've lived in this house for 23 years and I can't remember the colour of my next door neighbour's house. Front door. How bad is that? Okay. So just coloured that in like so. What I might do is this little panel in Calypso, like so, and then I could leave that as that colour. I could make it darker, and I want a very pale blue for the, just to show the light on the windows. So this is Light Pool Party. I'm just literally colouring that in and didn't intend to. There we go. I'll do that one while I'm at it. Okay, I think I'm going to do just a very slightly darker front door. So I have dark crumb cake here. So I'm just going to colour that in. So I'm using the fine tip of all of these pens because I'm just covering a very small area. So just bring in this colour here. So my streaming software has stopped and started again. Touching myself to all of this. What I wanted to do was just release it and then pop it down and then lift the die up. That was my intention. So just going to press this left hand side, lift the die off, and now we've got our welcome like so. Don't know if you can see that. I'm going to add a bit more blue. Makes it look like quite a moody sky actually with vanilla behind it. There we go. So there's my welcome. You can see that on there. So this is from the Well Written dies, and there's a whole set of them with all sorts of different sentiments, and they're all in this same script, which is really nice. So what I'm going to do is pop this onto a vanilla note card, and I'm going to put a layer of early espresso between the two. So these are our note cards and envelopes that you can buy in vanilla, or you can buy them in Whisper White, and they're a perfect size for card making. So I'm just going to fold this over, and just going to use a block because I can't see my bone folder to hand, like so. Now I've got some early espresso here, so this is how my layers are going to go, like that. So I know that the size of this finished card is 3.5 by 5. that's in inches. So I'm just going to do this with a small border around it. Let me grab my trimmer. So I hope everybody is well. Let's just catch up with your comments. Lynn, Tracy's joined us, thank you. No, it is only Diet Coke, I promise. I promise. But, you know, one day, maybe. Right, so I'm going to do this at 4 3/4 by 3 1/4 inches. And see how that looks. That's what I would normally do as a border around my edge. Obviously I've used a die cut. This is from Stitched Sweetly. So I can either choose to narrow this down so it matches the dimensions of the stitched piece, or I can leave this so it matches the edge of the card. I think what I might do is trim this down here, just take a little bit off. Let's just mark it about there, I reckon. So I'm just going to narrow this down a little bit. So I hope some of you have managed some crafting today. I know Tracy was doing some this afternoon. She did some Christmas cards, I'm sure. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do is just trim that slightly more, because the pen mark, of course, I'm thinking, oh, it's only on the back, but the pen mark has soaked through from one side to the other because I used my blends pen. If I'd used my pencil, I would have been all right. That'll teach me. Okay, let's see if that will still fit now. Yeah, that's okay. I'm happy with that. So I could colour in the other houses. What do you think? Any opinions on that? That's how it's going to go. I do like the dies using our thick foam pieces that go behind. Do you think I should colour the other houses in or just leave that one? Let me know what you think while I'm sticking this down. If it wants to come out. So Catherine is joining us from the States. So thank you, Catherine. You have to let us know what time it is with you. I always forget how many hours behind you are. So I know it must be mid to late morning, I'm guessing. Okay. Just want to see if we're still live. Looks like we are. Do comment if you can still see us live. So just putting a layer on here. I'm not adding dimensionals because I've got the foam pads on the back of the welcome sentiment. So I don't want to add an extra layer particularly. go. Let's see what Tracy says. Oh, jolly good. It seemed to have gone and come back again, so that's good. That's one good thing about streaming the software, is it does keep it in the background. So let me know if you think I should colour in that other house. What I will do is stamp a house onto the envelope. So I'll stamp a house and the tree, and then we'll have a go at the outgoing new home card. I'll just bring this in a little bit, like so, so that I've got space for the tree to go on. So, there we go. And I think I'm just going to colour that in the same way. So I've got a light crumb cake with this bit here. And down. So I wonder if you know anybody who's moving. I seem to know quite a few people. Quite a lot of people have retired early and moving to live nearer their families. Those are the people that I know in the main. Or taking advantage of the stamp duty situation as we have it. Not quite sure when that runs out actually. I'm sure somebody will tell me. So let's do this front door. As I say, because this is a small image, I'm not worrying about any clever shading in particular. Just going to do this in dark crumb cake for the door, like that. Bit of blue for the windows. So this is light pool party, really just to look like a reflection as much as anything. And then Calypso coral for my roof. So just doing these ones carefully at the bottom, and then scribbling the rest. There we go. I'm going to put a little bit of blue. Oh, I haven't done that little panel here. Here to look like windows as well. Like that. There we go. So there's one new home card done. So the stamp set is called Coming Home, and it's designed obviously with Christmas in mind, because you've got these wreaths, you've got the little snowflakes, you've got these trees, got a nice lamppost, but these houses could be for any place, any season, any occasion really. I just thought it would be perfect for a new home. So there is one, that one there. Hope you like that one. Let me just bring it up so you can see it. Hopefully you can see the detail of that, those foam pads there, like that. And so let's do one for my outgoing neighbour. And what I was thinking is stamping those two and then having another house on top, but I think that will be too big. So let's have a look at this one. Can do that one almost on its own, and then maybe with the houses going off the edge. Okay, so what I'm going to do is going to stamp this and mask it. Just grab a bigger block. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put this in the centre. So let's move that one out of the way so I don't ink it up accidentally. I'm just going to stamp this off again. Also want to see how straight I've got it on the book. Okay. So I'm going to stamp this first and then cut out a mask. So there we go. And then let's find a post-it note, which I had yesterday for our bits and pieces. So just going to stamp this again on a post-it note to cover it up. So this is a fairly straightforward stamping technique. And obviously I've got dies that can cut this out, but this will be as quick. No, it won't be as quick, but it'll save you watching me get the die cutting machine out. There we go. So out of my 2 class in a boxes this month, I've done a Christmas and a non-Christmas, and I have to say it's neck and neck between which ones people have chosen, so that's really interesting. I know quite a few people have done all they need to do for Christmas cards, which is why I offered a non-Christmas card version. And then obviously December will be non-Christmas as well. Okay, so I'm going to pop that onto there. It's not very straight, but it won't matter. It's the sides I want to protect, really. Like so. And then I'm going to stamp a house here and a house here. So I'm thinking this tall one. Although she's moving to the country, so maybe I'll just need a house all on its own, really. Never mind. It's the thought that counts. And I found a sentiment that I thought that would work with this, because we don't seem to have many new home type sentiments. So I'm just bringing this in very slightly from the side, overlapping the post-it note like that, so that when I take this away, you'll see this one is in front of that one there. Going to do the same on the other side. Just going to reposition this slightly. There we go. And do the same here. we are. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. So we've got our house in front and our 2 houses behind. And the sentiment I wanted to use for that one is wishing you the best. This is from Inspiring Iris, and I just thought that would it's going to fit in there nicely. It's almost like I planned that, isn't it? Honestly, I didn't. There we are, wishing you the best. Perfect. Let's grab a block. And get that inked up. So again, because it's a new stamp, I'm just going to test it on my paper. It's a nice font, that. This has sending hugs, prayers and lots of love as well. And you're somebody who makes everybody feel like somebody. So it's a nice set of sentiments in this set. There we are. Wishing you the best. And then I'm just going to colour these in and layer them up in the same way that I've done with this one. So let's grab, I wonder if I might do a pale blue. Let's give it a go. So this is Light Pool Party. So let me grab Dark Pool Party to go with it. If I can see that to hand. Dark Pool Party. So just so I can do a little bit more shading. So I'm just bringing this in from the left hand side. Like so. As if the light is shining to anything from the left hand side going to be shaded. Like that. And the same on here. And I might do a very light grey roof as well. Okay, so let's just bring this Light Pool Party in. Now this does definitely change the colour when you use it on vanilla as compared to a white. So just bear that in mind if you do use vanilla instead of white, because obviously this is white. But I'm just in a vanilla mood this week. I do that occasionally. It's funny because sometimes white can seem really stark and harsh, and you think, oh, that's, you know, in nature there's not a massive amount of white, you know, the sky's never white, it's shades of. And yet other times white has such a lovely crisp feeling that you know, it makes something feel new. Okay, do you think I need a new Light Pool Party blends pen? I've probably got one in my stash. I do try and keep my main colours with a spare set. But I have to say, since COVID, because I'm not taking these out to classes and things like that, it's you don't tend to notice which ones need renewing. There we go. So just blending that join in there. There we are. And then I think I'm going to have a very light grey roof. If I can find my like smoky slate. As if by magic, I have it here. Oh, hi. Julie from Northeast Ohio. Lovely to have you join us. And hi, Jeanette, too. Thanks for sharing, Judy, as well. That's really appreciated. So, just a little bit of smoky slate for the roof. This says light, but it seems really dark. But remember, it does lighten up. And I need one of these as well, by the looks of things. So I'm wondering what weather you have in Ohio at the minute. Just looking to see if I've got another pen that would be better. No. I'm going to persevere with this one then. I think this is going to run out before I've finished. Let me have a look in my new pen stash. There we go. A new one, light smoky slate. You'll see the difference in this one. I promise you. So there we go. So this is using the broad tip because I've got quite an area to cover. Like so. So it's much more even and a much deeper, much richer colour, as you can see. There we go. That's it. I'm just going to use the darker bit to go over the edges. The fine tip rather. There we go. Add a little bit of that in for those, the markings on the roof. Okay, so let me see, we could have any colour front door we like. I think I'm going to go for a smoky slate, just so it's matching. And again, I could colour the houses behind if I wanted to. I'm not going to do it online because you can see how that's going to come out if I do that anyway. And I'm not here to teach you blending today. Just have a little bit of fun doing some new home cards. There we go. Let's add a little bit of blue for those windows. So just sort of drawing a diagonal line and filling it in on one side, like that. Has anybody noticed that none of these houses have curtains? Just thought I'd point that out. You could put your own curtains in, of course. There we go. Okay, so I think for this one it's just quite different to this one. Oh, I haven't done his chimney. Let's put that right. Like so. That's better. So this one could go onto a pool party layer and then onto vanilla. So let me grab a piece of pool party if I can. There it is. Actually, I've got a pool party card. So I could layer this onto early espresso and then pool party, or take this as a piece of pool party and then pop onto the vanilla, which I think is what I'm going to do. And then the note cards will be the same. So let me just measure this. So this is just over 4 inches by 3 inches. It's alright, I'm just deliberating whether to put it on there after all that. So I'm going to do 3 1/4 by 4 3/8. There we are. So that's early espresso. That matches the colour that I stamped in. I'm going to pop that onto there. And then that onto there. What I could do is stamp some houses across in the background of that. All the way across. Why not? Let's just give it a go. I'll put this layer down. And then just do that and we're done. Go into my glue. There we go. So don't go right to the edges with the glue, just give yourself a little bit of space. And then you can sort of slide that into place like that. And then you move the glue around slightly as well. And yes, I think I'm going to stamp houses all the way along here, just for something a little bit different. So I'm going to open this out, and which one shall I do? This one, I think. I think there'll be too many of the tiny one, not enough of the big one. I could do the middle-sized one. Let me find that. There we go. So I'm going to use this one here and just give it a go. So thanks for sticking with me. Hi Julie. Right now it's snowing. Oh my goodness. The snow belt. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Yes, we're in the, well, I live in the centre of the UK, Julie, and so we're about as far from any bit of sea as you can get for starters, and we tend to be very protected from the snow, because if it comes in from the east, it's got all the way to go, and if it comes in from the west, it's got the same amount of to go to the east. So we very rarely have snow here. Let's just turn that around. I've got a mark on there. So I think what I'm going to do is run this roughly across the middle, like so. And I'm just doing it by eye. Obviously, if you wanted to, you could be much more accurate. You could mark it off. You could use washi tape. But I'm just literally doing it by eye. There we go. And I think I'm going to put these in between. Why not? Got to give the stamps a good run for their money, haven't we? Be quite good fun actually to do that upside down as well, to have that pattern in the middle, but I'm not going to do that. So this one needs to go in the middle here, doesn't it? Like that. And I folded the top of the card over because I don't want it to go onto the back of the card, but you could easily let it roll over if you wanted to. So apologies if I'm in a little bit in shadow there. There we go. Just makes a little bit of a different background. And then this one is going to go onto there. Something a little different. I'm going to use dimensionals for that one. Just grab those. So it's a really sweet set of stamps and dies. As I say, the die cuts out this little house here. So if you were moving house yourself and you wanted to do some moving home cards, then that would be quite easy to do a whole set of cards really quickly, just by cutting out the house in 2 colours, and then you could invert whichever 2 colours together that you wanted to. So hopefully give you a few ideas with this stamp set, and it's perfect for my neighbours who are moving in and out tomorrow. Just pop that on there, roughly centralising it. That's it. So there's our 2 cards from today. So this one is on Pool Party, this one is on the Very Vanilla note card and envelope, and I've obviously stamped the envelope up already. There we go. So I hope you like those 2 cards. Let me bring this one up a little bit more so you can see it. So there we have it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a nice afternoon and evening. Thank you, Jeanette, for your lovely comments. So thanks for joining us, Julie, Jeanette, Jane, Tracy, Lynn, Catherine, Claire, Jane, oh I said Jane, and whoever else is watching. Sorry this has gone a bit longer than I normally plan, Obviously I've got carried away doing 2 cards. So thank you so much everybody, take care. Thanks for watching me today. I shall be back here in the UK tomorrow, Wednesday at 10 AM for some more coffee and card designs. So these will be simple designs that we would do if we were at Coffee and Card. Thank you so much everybody. Bye bye.